Okay, so let's go to the pick, Byron. You're it's Craig Conroy and you at the draft table, humming and hawing. What you're mulling over what right now? Because again, we go right back to the scar tissue. Don't screw it up, guys. So there's probably higher ceilings you're going to leave on the board. You want an NHLer that can be special, but you don't want to swing and miss at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think based on all the stuff we've been talking about, their needs and the players we like and the players the model likes, I think I got to go with the little Russian D-man, Gulyayev.
Easy to say, at least.
No, I think I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Joel's probably got a better handle on that. But
I've been saying Gulyayev, so maybe that's where everybody gets wrong.
I'd like to buy a consonant.
There's a lot of Russian names are always dicey.
A's and Y's and E's in this alphabet soup. Yeah.
Like he looks just amazing in the model. Like I said, like he profiles really, really high, really rare profile. Basically 100% NHLers come from this profile. I mean, there's only 5 to 10 of them that are in there, but
what's rare? What is the model seeing that's like, whoa, this is a really small group of players?
It's just his normalized production. So getting all the production on the same level playing field, like I spoke about, like when you do that, and for the D-man and his production in his pre-draft year and then his production this year, both coming from the junior league in Russia, the MHL, off the charts, like just off the charts. He had like, you rarely see equivalencies that high in their pre-draft year as well as their draft year. And like I said, like it's a group of like 10 players, when you kind of batch them together, and they're basically all NHLers are all, there's some recently drafted guys that are in there, but basically they're all making their way to the NHL. So I'm going to take that pick at 16 and hope that it pays off big.
And you just said this is a pretty elite skill set, if not huge, but not small, or
he's 5'10". He's a small D-man.
Fair.
But he can fly.
Yeah.
And he's just great offensively, just based on the stuff I've watched. And, again, the profile in the model, Joel can speak to it more, but I really like him. And, at 16, I'm willing to bet that there's something there.
Joel, more on the pick?
Well, I just think like when you kind of go through the risks, like we're talking about, like someone here that I'm assuming is really high in his model, someone like Andrew Crystal. And in order for Andrew Crystal to be Andrew Crystal, he has to have other pieces in place on the team. And you've kind of seen that in Kelowna. You've seen that, whatever. So, and so like my equivalent is like when people talk about, like why did Logan Stankoven fall, due to size or winger and all this kind of stuff. Stankoven is going into a system in Dallas where they have speed, size, transition up the middle. And it's just the perfect spot for him to try to succeed in the NHL. And so for the Flames, what do they have? They have smart wingers, with not necessarily burners. Like they're smart, agile, maybe adaptable, can maybe play center in a pinch, but not necessarily like they're really kind of hurting up the middle. So some of these picks that make sense for other teams based upon what they have, if that comforts you, like I think it puts pressure on the Flames down the line that they might not have this all sorted out. Like you said, if they take a Crystal and someone like Lindholm walks from a big deal, then it starts to, you know what I mean? And so you really want to have a player put into a position to succeed. I think the onus would be on Calgary to find those kinds of players. There's a lot of risk here. I think that's one that makes sense as far as risk for Calgary is to take a defenseman like that.
And to your point, he's not Guliayev's going to go be him. He doesn't need a partner to make him a valuable asset. He's going to move the needle on his own.
Yeah. And I think he's somebody that, like you said, if he does hit, and he does really become who he wants to be, I think he's a defenseman in your top 4 that you really love. And so he's somebody that, like I said, Flames do not have. And so the reality is no matter what they pick in this draft, I think there's options for them that they're going to take a player that they do not have in their system, whether that's a 6'4" winger or an offensive style defenseman or someone like, or someone like Simashev or whatever, and so I think Gulyayev is one that does make sense for the Flames.